following email was sent 7 years ago this month. Well, friends, I'm stuck in New York. Was supposed to be on a flight to Atlanta yesterday afternoon, but this blizzard has rolled through like a motherfucker. I got rescheduled to a flight today, but that was canceled. The airports are closed, and I don't know what flight I'm on because Delta's website doesn't work, and I've been on hold waiting to talk to someone for an hour and 40 minutes. I am now contacting Delta through Twitter, believe it or not, and actually got a response. I'm like a caged beast in this apartment. Truly an awful situation. Just learned that Paul is still stranded here, and when he found out I was here, he texted me back, "Thank God alive. I'm not alone on this glacier," which about sums things up.
What a brat, right? I mean...
Wait, you?
Yeah.
Why?
That was me a long time ago. Because stuck in New York, first of all, it's not like you're stuck marooned in some
That's
out of
fair.
nowhere town.
And you were living in New York at this time.
I was living in New York. I was
Yes.
trying to get to Atlanta, where I believe my now wife, then girlfriend, lived at the time.
I see.
So I was legitimately upset about
that's stressful.
that. But still, I look back at that and I'm like, come on, buddy. Like, you're in New York. Stop whining. You know,
Right.
Truly an awful situation. Not really. You know what I mean?
I guess not. You were in your home, too. You just couldn't get out of your home.
Yeah.
It's not, which is different than, I think, being stranded when you're trying to get home.
That's true.
I got stranded in Atlanta once, on Delta,
What are the odds?
trying to come, apparently frequent,
Well, that's
actually.
true. Actually, there's a
It's
lot
actually
of,
very common. And had a full-scale hysterical crying meltdown in the Atlanta airport.
Yeah. So that sounds like an awful situation.
Yeah.
Well, when you're stuck in an airport, is different than being stuck in your home.
Mhm.
Because you have more amenities in your home.
You know, I'm saying my thing was worse.
Right. That's fair. Can I also say one thing?
Yes.
If you're ever stuck, can't get onto can't get in touch with the airlines, try them on Twitter.
I know.
That actually
I hate
works.
that's become standard
Yeah.
for getting people.
Yeah, but I just wanted to say that's a little tip for people out there.
I think people know.
All right, so that was a useless email is what we're saying.
It wasn't a useless email. Is that what you thought the point of the email was?
Well, I thought that was just a little nugget, a little added bonus.
Okay.
All right, fine.
Start reading.
When did you send this?
The following emails were sent 5 years ago this week. Stop reading. Just read them
The
online.
following email exchange was sent 5 years ago this week. This is Matt Straub to Nicole Dressbell. You said you record a podcast with multiple people where everyone is just talking into a Mac. Is this correct? If so, do you have a link where I can listen? Response from Nicole. Into a mic. We have one mic, but it's recorded on a Mac. And there's a website link.
Yep.
Wow.
I feel like I was so
What a
happy when I
dummy.
saw that.
Yeah.
I know. It's also because part of you would be like, well, it was a long time ago. It's like that's 5 years ago.
Not that
Most
long
people
ago.
knew you needed a mic to record a podcast.
Yeah, and like that's a thing that I'll do. Like I could have just looked that up and done the
Yes.
research, but I was like, let me ask someone first because that will be easier. And I don't even think like, well, I'm going to waste some time out of Nicole's day by like making her answer this to me. And that's a pretty terse response, by the way.
Well, also
So
because
much
it's
tone.
It's recorded on a mic, not a Mac.
You might as well have written dummy after
A
Mike.
little bit. I think it was implied.
Yeah.
What's
very
also
heavily.
funny is I would have thought if I had to guess today which one of us knew more about podcasting 5 years ago, I would have guessed you.
I was totally in the dark 5 years ago.
I guess so.
I've learned a bit since then. Just a bit. Welcome to Inbox, the show where we gain access to our guests' digital correspondents and mine their personal lives for comedy. I am Matt Straub.
And I'm Nicole Dressbell. And our guest this week is executive producer of Strong Opinions, Loosely Held at Refinery 29. Please welcome Elisa Kreisinger.
Hi. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here. Did I do that right? Your name? Did I do that right?
You did. And Strong Opinions Loosely Held is a podcast and a video series. If anyone wants feminist content to encourage themselves that they're not crazy.
Yeah. Very valuable.
Yeah.
Very valuable.
Yeah.
Hey, Matt, I noticed you made a little edit
Did I? Yeah.
to the opening.
Yeah, I left out one of the words that we normally
I would say the word that makes it like a hard intro.
Yeah.
You left out gold,
Yeah, I like to kind of edit that one. I'm
But
just
now-
playing with it.
but gold references mining. Like we're mining for comedy gold.
Oh, but see,
But now we're just mining for comedy.
which is kind of
honestly,
what we
I
do.
know you think it sounds less stupid, but I think that sounds stupider.
Interesting. All right, I'll take that note and consider it for the next episode.
Yeah, great.
Okay.
I'm so excited to see what happens. I really shouldn't be giving you shit because I refuse to read it myself. So that's fair.
Yeah, that's all right. I'll take it.
Elisa, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. I've been mining for comedy gold in my inbox all morning, and I'm just so excited to finally share the gold I found.
God bless. You came in locked and loaded with that comedy gold stuff, and I do think you are the source of Matt's
I
insecurity.
feel terrible about it.
100%.
Yep.
100%.
What's funny is that when I read it, I was like, I identify with this. Like, I There's comedy gold in everyone's inbox.
No, I've totally backed off of it. There's no comedy gold anymore.
You're going to come back.
We'll see.
I think you'll come back.
To be determined.
Yes. Very good. Very good. Elisa, we're going to start with the segment that we always start with. You looked so surprised when I said your name.
I thought you were done. She thought she was done.
See ya. All right. Well, I'm so happy to be here. Thank you so much for having me. Mm-hmm. See you later.
Is this because the recording very harshly started with me informing you not to speak during the cold open?
Yes. It might have been.
Great. That's fair.
First impression.
Mm-hmm. So we're going to start with the segment we always start with, which is email roulette.
Email roulette.
What's going to happen is you're going to pick a person you would really rather not send a goofy email to.
Okay.
And then Matt and I are going to help you write the email. And if you get a question wrong later in the show, you're going to send it.
Okay.
Do you have anyone in mind?
Great.
I do. Do I have to publicly say who it is?
You can allude to the nature of the relationship.
Okay. I recently bought a home. It was a stressful experience, and I would like to write an email to someone who was involved in that experience as I'm now processing it in therapy 2 weeks later.
Oh, God bless. Yes. Great. Please open a compose.
Okay. Open a compose.
Yeah,
yes.
I know.
No, that's the term. Open a compose, please.
Got it. Mm-hmm. Opened.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I think I have to clarify a little bit without clarifying too much.
Yeah, great.
Like, was this person on your side of
Are there sides in the home buying process?
That's a great philosophical question. I bought a home recently too. That's a great question.
I feel like you're on your own side.
Wow.
Right?
Okay. Yeah,
and not to be too political. I'm funny.
But you're I don't know that I would call this political.
Yeah, well, not to be a downer about it, but really there's no side. There's the side of capitalism in the home buying experience, and that's it.
Well, because during the process, you feel in some ways like your real estate agent is on your side. But again, right? Like
she's the salesperson.
Yeah, there's a salesperson. And then once it's over, you're not really friends anymore, it turns out.
Actually, we maintained friends with our realtor.
Sometimes.
but she was probably the only person. But yeah, they are a salesperson at the end of the day and just there to make a deal. It's very stressful. I think home buying experience, it's like a Venn diagram of all, you're buying into the system because you're buying into the government. They know where you live. You have to pay property taxes. That is why home buying existed in the 20s to get you to buy in to a system so that you don't quit your job or start a union or rise up. That was the purpose of it. And why home ownership was so encouraged in the 20s. And then now it's just you're buying into the system. It's a ton of money.
Yep.
Your biggest investment. And it's how people build wealth in this country. So it's very loaded.
Sure.
And emotionally it's loaded because it's your home.
Oh, absolutely. I'm very emotional about my home purchase still. A few
Really?
months later. I don't know. It was intense. It's a crazy time, Nicole.
You also did it long distance.
That's hard.
Yeah, that's true.
What, did you not want people to know that? Why are you being weird about that?
No, I don't know. I was just thinking about, did I really do it long distance?
You lived here and you bought a home in another state.
That's true.
That's
a long I guess that would be a long distance. Yeah. I thought you were saying I was transacting, whatever. Okay. But so do you think you have enough, Nicole, to start this email?
Yes, I do.
Okay, great.
Oh, right. That's what we were doing.
Yes, that's what we're doing.
Yep. Okay.
Okay, so should we write this email?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So 2.
Great. Yes.
Name redacted.
Yes.
2, name redacted. Subject line.
I got a lot of problems with you people.
I got a lot of great.
Wow.
Great.
Okay, that's just getting right to it. I like it.
I mean, no, let's delete that. Let's step back.
Maybe therapy overflow.
I've been thinking a lot. I've been thinking a lot. Or maybe that's the opening sentence. Can we come back? Maybe we come back to the signature once we understand what because it's really the thesis statement of the email. And I want to make sure we make, we come into someone's inbox once. I want to make
that's true.
I want to make it clickable.
Yes. And also I do think subject lines are really stressful.
They are.
Yeah.
Really stressful.
Yep.
I've been thinking a lot about the experience, working together, our experiences working together. How's this?
This is great.
By the way, I just want to say you've already had more input than 90% of guests do.
I know.
Into
I was
this
thinking
email,
that too.
Into what
you do. Okay, you guys do it for me.
We're going to need a little bit more.
Yeah, we normally puppet the guest entirely on this part, but we do need a little more guidance from you in this case. So this is good. This is
So you said, if you're okay talking about it, you said this has come up in therapy recently.
Yeah.
What is specifically that this person is maybe accountable for? Not like the things they did, but emotionally accountable for. What are they emotionally accountable for?
You guys both
Do I
just
answer?
You guys both just looked at me.
Well, I
you
pointed at
pointed
you.
to him.
I
do
did
not
point
have
at you,
the
Matt.
answer,
I
to
think
be
I pointed
clear.
at you to be like, I nailed it, didn't I?
Yeah.
But it looked like I was like, can you answer for her?
Yeah. What I would love someone to answer for me in this situation,
Yeah, right.
to tell me what someone else is emotionally accountable for. So like, what did they do to me?
Yes.
I mean, I think that they were just doing their job, but I think emotionally, I felt a little bit ignored, unseen, unheard.
Wow.
The stereotypical things you talk about in therapy, right? Like
Yes.
you want to be recognized for not only having feelings, but like trying to negotiate them in
Yeah.
real time while making a purchase.
Yep.
I think is hard.
Yes.
And I think like when I think women / I won't speak for all women, but like you're like, wait, am I crazy? I don't want you to think I'm crazy. This is a big business deal. Like it shouldn't be emotional.
Right.
So I felt like they were accusing me of being a little bit crazy when really I was just like, no, here are the facts. Like every email is bullet pointed. I can bring them up for you. Got bullet points. Like here, it's just like, this is what's in the contract. This is this.
Right.
Line 106, line 106A. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And I just wonder if like that didn't go over well. Cause like there, sometimes you can get too involved in the process and people think like you're doing the job for them. Were you a first time home buyer?
Yes, I was.
So were you, I mean, I'm sure you had a lot of questions.
Tons, yeah.
And how?
I just didn't ask them. I just kind of went with it. I'm half kidding.
So that's
I
why
tend to be
people
too
didn't
polite.
like me.
Well, but that's
You
the
just
thing
shut
is,
up and took it.
Well, kind of. I mean, I don't know which step of the process we're talking about, but I was sort of like, okay, I'm signing this now. Here we go. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, you get kind of exhausted at some point in the home buying process and just like, okay, I guess this is how it goes.
What about when you were negotiating over like credits? Like you've got your price. First of all, you found the house. You were
Mhm.
like, this house is okay.
Yeah.
And then you got the house
Only
after.
okay.
Yeah. Well, because there's this illusion of like this dream home.
Right.
Which it's such a crapshoot what home you actually
Yeah.
end up in. Because I don't know about in Atlanta. Can we say where you live?
Yes, we can.
On Wisteria Lane, 224. 224 Wisteria Lane. In Atlanta, Georgia, 040. No. Yeah, it's a crapshoot. You go to open houses, your offer is accepted. You're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, we went over 4th of July and it was one of the first houses we saw. And I think we were the first people to see it. And we were just like, okay, let's make an offer. And they said, okay. And it was like, oh, wow, that happened. Okay.
Right.
Wow.
Very fast. Yeah.
See, for us, it was a year. We went to open houses over a year and kept getting outbid.
Oh, wow.
outbid.
Mine was like a week. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But anyways, I was thinking while you were talking,
Email.
you said something about bullet points.
Mm,
I think we
it should just be a list. The whole email should
Yes.
just be a
Yeah.
list.
Sure.
Great.
So
Okay.
I know you were just doing your job. That was something you said.
That's what I was thinking. So
Yeah.
first bullet point.
Okay.
I know you were just doing your job.
Well, yeah.
No. It's
That's a
just
bullet-
going to be a bullet point.
That's
There will
already
never
a bullet point.
there will not be salutations and there will not be a closing. Everything is going to be bullet
Okay.
pointed. Great.
Okay.
So it's a
Um,
list. This is just a list.
Exactly. The email
Okay.
is just a list.
But-
I know you're just doing your job.
Yeah, but I felt.
But I felt. Nope. New bullet point.
Yeah,
Oh.
but I felt is a new bullet point. Agreed.
No
New-
comma.
No.
New bullet point after, but I felt.
Mm-hmm.
Ignored.
Oh my God. Really?
Yeah, ignored.
So, all right. So new
This
bullet
is
point.
no. Now you're just doing a. Wow. Ben came hard at. I know.
Do we
now
do-
you're doing a tone poem. So no, go back to the line. This is going to be on the same. Oh,
See, I
Actually,
wonder if we
see-
indent it
yeah,
and
that's
make
really
a sub
beautiful.
point. A sub,
That's really beautiful.
sub point.
Yes, that's really beautiful.
So we have indented now. It's like an
Right.
outline.
Mm-hmm.
I know you're just doing your job, but I felt, and now let's list some of the things you felt. So as you said, invisible,
You said ignored, I think.
ignored.
like an inconvenience.
That's good. I mean, I don't think I articulated that, but that does ring
It was
true.
yes, yeah. It was as a woman who would have behaved exactly like you in this situation and who thinks you were entirely within your rights,
What was it again?
like an inconvenience.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
Mhm.
It resonated so much.
Yeah, clearly.
Can we say
Convenience. Oh,
As
that is
though-
so true.
as though my prior use of bullet points was not appreciated?
Mm,
As though, well, how about my organizational, not
yes.
organizational
Yes.
skills?
No,
Because I don't want
organizational skills is great.
but I shouldn't get like a cookie just for being organized because it's my job as a buyer, right?
The idea that you shouldn't get a cookie just for being organized on all occasions just cut me so deep. So it's your call, but I'm processing something right now because so much of my identity is built on the idea that you should.
You should get a cookie.
Anytime that you're organized, yes.
I mean, that is true, but then like...
Because fucking people are buying houses on 4th of July without even trying. So if you're going above and beyond, you should get a cookie.
But he's a guy.
I did come at you.
But you're a guy, though. I feel like you get more props in this sitch. We were also 2 women, which...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so not only do we have 2 pay gaps, but we had like 2 fuckovers at every turn.
Right.
Yeah, but we're not victims.
Okay. God bless.
By it.
Oh, great.
We were
That's
highly
a bullet
organized.
point.
I am not a victim.
Yes.
Sorry for the levels there.
Sorry, but I felt not a victim.
Yeah. Not okay.
Not this bullet point is not a victim.
You accused me of like making a tone poem. You're tone poeming this right now, I think.
Yeah, well, because I think the
with one indentation, you've totally flipped your approach.
I was just going to say the one indentation really was a game changer for me.
Okay.
You added one yourself.
Well, I was riffing off of your yeah.
But you didn't put in the organization.
You're right. My organization.
My organization. That's it.
All
Don't finish the thought. My organization. Great.
It's like my nonprofit.
Yes, exactly.
Buyinghouses.org.
Yes, exactly.
Homebuying.org. Homebuyingfordummies.org. My organization.
This is a really easy way to read an email. Like I feel like we have found something here. I'm looking back at this, and this is very easy to read.
Wide open.
Yeah.
Wide open.
Bullet points, guys.
In conclusion.
In a bullet?
I think it's maybe a new bullet.
A new bullet back to the left indentation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
yes.
great.
Okay.
There we are.
In conclusion?
Yeah, and then back to the indentation.
Yes.
Back
of
over.
Of course.
Yeah, now we're back to the right.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Okay. I think that's called like a sub point. Sub bullet?
Yeah.
All right. So in conclusion, sub bullet.
What is our conclusion here? I'm not clear at all.
Well,
see above.
Is the purpose great? Yep, that's it. See above.
In conclusion, see above. In conclusion, see, I want to say thank you so much for paying attention, but I hear my dad listening over my shoulder, and he's like, "Why would you thank someone for reading an email? Like, why would you ever do that?" And I'm just like, to soften it.
I know.
To be approachable. I'd also add like 3 exclamation points.
Yep, I know.
But we're not going to do that here. This is business.
Yes.
Would you do that? Would you make like an exclamation point to soften it?
I wouldn't.
Have you ever thought about softening an email?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I'm an email diplomat.
Really?
Okay.
Yes.
That's nice.
Yeah. I don't think I send a lot of Tony emails, but those sometimes when we read
when you were stuck in New York.
Yeah. Well, that was just bratty though. Again, I don't think I send a lot of confrontational emails. You know what I mean?
But I think, and maybe I'm making something gendered that's not. I think for women, the vast majority of emails we send we're concerned could be confrontational. Even if there's like no reality in which that would be the case.
Yeah.
Right. Well, it was kind of confrontational when you called me a dummy about my podcasting question, but that's it.
Did I say dummy or did you say dummy?
You implied it.
Wow. And here's what I would say. All that I did in the email that I sent to you was not include a greeting and just clarify the point and then provided you with the information. And yet on this very podcast, we implied that I had a tone problem and was maybe mean.
Wow.
See?
Two huge revelations on this podcast. Bullet points and that.
Yes.
So far.
Game changing. So what is the conclusion?
That women need to soften their emails because he's going to think that they're mean.
Great. In conclusion,
right? That's what I learned.
I meant what's the conclusion of the email you're writing?
I know.
Okay, great. In conclusion, women need to soften their emails. Yep.
Yeah. In conclusion, I feel the need to soften this.
Yes.
So as to not seem like a bitch and have you write me off and talk about this to your coworkers.
Right. Yep.
But I'm not going to. How about that?
That's good.
Because then you're acknowledging it, but you're saying I'm not going to go down that path.
Right. It's kind of passive aggressive, I guess.
What's also so funny about this is even if you did end with something friendly and lovely, the rest of the email is so fucking batshit that there wouldn't be anything you could do to combat that.
By the way, I'm trying to put myself in the mind
also,
of a listener.
I want this first line bulleted.
I don't think a listener has any clue what we've written.
No, but we're going to read it back.
We're going to read it back. I think we have to.
Later in the show.
Are we going to? So I've been thinking a lot about our experiences working together.
That's a bullet. Or can we center it?
I think we've
Let's just
lost
center
all
it.
credibility.
Let's just center it.
Center it. What is this, AOL?
Yes.
All right. I don't even know how to
Yeah,
center
there you go.
something.
There you go.
That's great.
Okay. Does that come up centered? We'll see. I guess we'll see when we send it.
And I'm just going to underline it.
Oh,
Great.
Oh, wow. Okay.
This is really beautiful. Let's set it aside, and we'll be
Okay.
coming back to it later.
all right.
It's time for a new segment called Unsubscribed Secrets.
Unsubscribe. Secrets.
So, we're going to help you unsubscribe from
Oh.
an email list you've been looking to get out of but haven't bothered,
Mm-hmm,
but only exchange for you telling us a secret.
okay.
So to find an email, and we've got a lot of fun facts, fun new things coming up on the show that are segments Ben came up with, inspired by some fun tips sent to us by a friend of the show, Nick Douglas. I feel like a shout out is warranted. Do you mind sharing credit, Ben?
I don't.
Okay, good. Great.
I feel like
I don't know if I believe it.
I feel like that shout out has already just had too much around it now. I usually just give someone a shout out. It's like, we're giving that person a shout out.
Softening it.
Okay. Fair.
So what you're going to do is you're going to search label
Okay.
and then colon
Mm-hmm.
and then an up caret.
An up caret.
Wow.
Wow.
Not a term you hear every
what
day.
that's called? And then unsub.
Unsub. Okay.
Search.
And I just read you what comes up.
Yeah, let's do that.
I mean, I
we
got
haven't
a
done
lot of
any
them.
secret. We haven't done a secret part of it yet.
We haven't, but
I feel like this itself might be a secret. It's just finding out what people are subscribed to is
Yeah.
very revealing, right? Okay, so we're going in a new direction, and I'm looking at Ben exclusively for approval. Thank you so much, Ben.
I'm going to give you a shout out.
Thanks. Please do. Please, a soft shout out.
A soft one.
Okay, so what are some of these things that came up? A lot of abortion stuff.
I'm on a listserv called Women Action in the Media, which does talk about this one, for example, says history of abortion on TV. Wham is awesome. It's a listserv of women who work in media and are trying to navigate stuff or get ideas for story pitches. And
So we'll go ahead and unsubscribe from that one then, it sounds like.
Well, I don't want to unsubscribe. Can I unsubscribe from LL Bean, give delightful dog walks instead? Just because the Wham one is like kind of work related?
No, I wasn't being serious.
And yeah, he definitely was not being serious. Just looking very quickly,
Yeah,
what I
yeah.
see is LL Bean,
Mhm.
Patagonia,
Yeah.
Eileen Fisher,
Us Weekly.
Made Well, Land's End. Like there's a I think we know your wardrobe for the next couple seasons.
Yeah. It's funny because I don't shop from any of those. I bought like one
Well, that's
bathing
what
suit
happens.
off of Land's End
That's
once.
what happens.
I don't know how they get your email, really, but I do subscribe to unroll.me, which is a great service. And they ping you. They're like, hey, all these people pinged your inbox. Do you want to unsubscribe from them? And they let you unsubscribe. I clearly haven't done it in a while because I don't go into my personal inbox. But you guys find...
Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm
Yeah.
just looking at the date stamps on these.
Mhm.
And these are all like subscription emails you've gotten today.
Whoa.
Yeah,
That's just too much.
That's a lot.
it's a lot.
That's too
Now,
much.
you said something interesting there. I don't go into my personal inbox.
Yeah,
That's
do you
not
guys
something-
feel that? Like, do you only use... Because
I
for
only
me,
have
it's like
personal.
only my work inbox.
Oh, I see.
Like,
So-
I'm in Refinery 29 all day, every day.
Okay, gotcha.
No.
Nope, personal.
I barely use my work inbox. When I'm at work, I think there's a certain attitude of like, well, if you wanted me to see it, you should have sent it to my real email. I don't know why you sent it to my work email.
Are you in your work inbox all day?
I do for work. I do use
Yeah.
it for work, but that's it.
But then
All
you
other matters.
go to your personal.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I check it. I'm just not. I actually here's an interesting thing. So you'll notice on my Gmail product plug, if you want to sponsor inbox, Google/Gmail.
I mean,
say
it's
that?
always Gmail. I don't know that we've had Yahoo one time, right?
All right.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm just saying it'd be a nice
I'm good
plug.
at pro-
Yeah.
You're right.
Trying to give a nice shout out
Yeah,
there, Nicole.
you're right.
Just
Okay,
shut it down.
you're right. Well,
Anyway, you'll notice on the top of my Gmail inbox, I have this thing called How I Handle Email. It's a vacation setting, and it's on my personal inbox. And what I just do is I tell people, like, I check and respond to email twice a day, usually once in the morning and once at night. If something is urgent, please send an email with the word urgent in the subject line. If you have a question related to a production, an upcoming shoot, recording session regarding the podcast, please chat me. In the meantime, you can check out my latest video here, hyperlinked. And you can subscribe to my award-winning podcast, Strong Opinions Loosely Held, here. Thank you for understanding.
Wait, is this on your personal email or your work email?
So this is on my personal email because I don't check it very often. And I don't want people to be offended that I haven't responded to them, but I'm not in there.
Wow.
Can I ask you a
but
question?
If you checked it twice a day only, what would putting urgent on an email do?
It would bump it up to my preferred inbox. So you know how we have like these, so important, it would come up as important. Yeah. Which
just because the word urgent is in it?
Yeah. See, this is, I wouldn't normally not
This is high level stuff, by the way. But I also want to ask you, said,
urgent. See, please acknowledge receipt of this email.
Wow.
It bumps it up. Anyway.
You said thank you for your understanding at the end of that. Do you think your dad would tell you to take that out?
We can ask him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can just ping him right now.
Because, like, who cares if they understand or not? It's your email.
I know. I just wanted to soften it.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I didn't want people to think I was a bitch or like, I feel like, Tim Ferriss could do that and it'd be okay, or like Casey Neistat or somebody who's hip,
right?
Gets a lot of email, very.
And then it's like a
streamlined
lifestyle choice.
Exactly.
It would be like if a person who probably also eats Soylent answered email like that, there would be a lot of think pieces about how efficient it is.
But me, total cunt.
Yep. No, I'm not agreeing. I'm just saying, like, yes, that is how the world views it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's okay.
Crazy.
Your brain did a total double take there, Nicole. You had like a sort of a small seizure.
Because there was a part of me that was so excited we finally got it on the podcast. That does not get rebleeped under any circumstances. Also, nope, I was going to say something, but I'll get in trouble. I'm just the only strongly negative review the podcast has had was a listener who was horrified by the foul-mouthed female host.
That's you.
Yes, that's me. And then also at the end of the review said they expected more from Gimlet. Which is my favorite part of that review. It's like, you should expect more from Gimlet. We're produced by Audio Boom. Oh, I love that review so much.
That's
I want to frame it.
You should read it.
We should read it. Yeah, is that maybe baiting? They're not coming back.
Why don't you read the reviews? You should read the reviews of the podcast.
We should read the reviews of the podcast.
There's a great one on Strong Opinions Loosely Held on an episode about how women get judged for their voices in radio and on podcasts. For Uptalk, meanwhile, we have this great mashup of men, Ira Glass included, doing Uptalk.
Yes.
I heard about this. I think This American Life had a thing about this at one point too.
Oh, really?
About Uptalk?
So.
About Uptalk?
No, what's Uptalk?
Like this? Everything goes a question?
Oh, no, it's about something different. No, okay. But yeah.
Okay.
No, a different comment about women's voice in radio.
Was it Vocal Fry?
Oh,
it was,
Vocal Fry, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Yeah. And then
Tone by any other name.
Yes.
Yeah. Not as sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's it.
Wait, so on that podcast, which was about that.
Yeah, we got a lot of comments afterwards. I mean, I can pull them up on iTunes, but they were like, God, the women's voices in this episode are horrible.
Wow.
And I don't know if it was a joke. I mean, I don't think so. You would know this. Like, does sarcasm come up in text? Can you, unless you know the sender, you can't really detect
if you know the
sarcasm.
Sender, you can't. And I think it has to be, honestly, that is why I really like emojis. Because it can.
The universal language.
Yes, because it in a way that like a symbol might not help, like an emoji, eye roll emoji, to me is how you punctuate sarcasm.
Or if you said the women's voice in this episode were horrible with a smiley face afterwards, that might imply
or a
you're
wink.
kidding.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. Gotcha. Just to state the obvious there.
I'm just trying to pull it
I know
up
how
here.
to use emojis.
Yeah, you actually do, I think.
Oh, thanks. Sent you a monocle.
You sent me a monocle, and I was like, that's great. Because I said, good looking out, and you sent me a monocle back.
That took me at least 2 minutes to find.
I don't know how to search this. I'm just going to be honest with you.
I mean, honestly, 100%, you're not trying.
Oh,
you're in your library looking for reviews of the podcast. Go to store, right?
Well, store? Oh, it's in store.
Like, yeah, it's not going to be in your library, buddy.
Well, this isn't even my computer.
That's true. Oh, right. That's definitely true.
You know when you get a new computer, it's like going in somebody else's car. You're like, I don't know where anything is.
Mm-hmm.
You have somebody else's phone. It's like you become 75 again. Again.
Yeah, again.
Okay. Listened to 2 episodes. Hated it. Really over cocky in their opinions. Many of which aren't very well thought out and justified with shaky logic.
Are you kidding me? Is that not podcast is called Strong Opinions Loosely Held.
That is correct.
Okay, great.
See, if there's an emoji there, it would have been great, right? A smiley
It would
emoji.
have been. But to this commenter's, to Starseer, whose review was 1 star awful, you know, I don't, him or her, I don't want to fault them for the non-emoji use because I'm not sure you can use emoji in a rating.
Good point.
I'm not sure they read.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
All right. So generally annoying. They spend the whole episode talking about why the Kardashians are great, which should tell you a lot right there. There are much better podcasts out there. By that, I mean almost all of them.
Jesus.
Now, not to be defensive here, but the episode on the Kardashians was actually highly critical of the
Really?
Well, yeah, the whole podcast is about how celebrities and pop culture allow us to talk about really tough topics like race, class, and gender. And Kardashians allow us to talk about like cultural appropriation and like things that are very problematic with them.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess we just didn't do a good job
That's
really laying out that
there's
argument.
no way that's the case.
Well, here's the one I was actually wanting to reference. This is Ginger and Honey. N, not and.
Okay.
N. Wrong. 1 star. Vocal fry and talking.
Stop talking.
Oh, thank you. Vocal fry and up talking are super annoying in and of itself as a sound, and I am subjected to it. It's a phenomenon that appeared fairly recently, possibly coincidental to the rise of the Kardashians! ! Is it a glaring affectation? Oh, sorry. It is a glaring affectation, and the fur about it has nothing to do with misogyny or sexism. There are annoying men's voices too, not just fleets of them that sound forced, cloned, and distracting. Please get over yourself, ladies, and examine why you have chosen to talk in this irritating way. Signed, a feminist woman who wants to listen to what you have to say, not how you say it.
What?
You know, it's ironic because the whole point of the episode was kind of her point,
Right.
which was that men do it too.
Right.
And it is kind of like a sexist thing, but so we disagree a little bit there. But yeah, I mean, it is irritating, but it's a way people soften things. Men
Yes.
too.
Yes.
I feel like she's on my team.
I think that she is, but for some reason she doesn't know it. And she's angry.
She didn't get a jersey in
I feel
time.
like people who
Yes.
get really upset about this kind of thing just don't really like listening to like radio that much.
I
You
think
know what
that's
I mean?
probably very true.
Like maybe it's just not for you.
Yeah.
If you're getting that bothered by people's voices.
Yes.
Because voices can be a little bit annoying, but if you still like the content, you should be able to get past that.
Anyway, so what do we? What do you?
We're going to move
on.
on to
All right.
parental alert.
Isn't it called parental units?
No, isn't it parental alert? No, it's not.
Yes,
Why did I call
is.
it parental
I
alert?
have no idea. No, it's
Hold on,
parental
stop it.
units.
No,
Get
I
out of here.
swear to God, it's parental
Nicole,
alert.
it's always been parental
Do
units.
we have something that is alert? Do we have?
Alert.
Search alert.
Parental units.
Parental units is not a great name for a segment. Have we had this conversation before? I'm having deja vu.
We haven't, but you know it's even worse. Parental alert is much worse than parental units.
I don't think it is, because at least it's like there's action.
No, I'm not with you.
Ugh, well, we're renaming it.
No, we're not.
Yes, we're going to rename not right now, but we're going to
Not at
rename
all.
it.
Excuse me.
I'm going to come up with a really fun name before the next
All right.
episode.
We'll see.
Maybe Parent Trap. The Parent Trap.
No.
Wow.
Keep working
Lukewarm.
working on it.
So my dad and I share I'm too cheap to buy cable. I also identify with like the cord cutter movement.
Sure.
And I just don't think like Verizon and those guys like are like, what are you paying for when you pay for cable TV? I don't know. Commercials. So
Fiberglass? I don't know.
a coaxial cable. So I share my dad's login for his home Vios account, which is cable TV. And this is an email. He organizes all of his passwords in a notebook. It's not
I love
searchable.
I love that.
Right.
You can't search for anything when it's like handwritten. So he constantly has to cross things out. It's essentially a bullet journal.
Right. Yes.
Okay. And I know you love a bullet, which is why I bring it up.
Yes.
And so I said, I'm looking for the new login. We can't get into the account. And he goes, in my book, I have it as, quote, home BIOS account, end quote. Username, password. I've searched my email by keyword and manually in archive of things labeled ESK and Verizon, and I didn't find it. If you tell me the precise term or thing you need, I can call Verizon.
So is he saying he doesn't know what you're asking for? This is the best he can get you?
He's saying, I was so focused on reading it with like intent.
You did a great job. You did a great job. You had a lot of intensity into it.
He's saying that he admits that when he writes things in a book manually, he can't find them.
Yeah, great. Yep.
Nor
That's
can
fair.
he find things in his email.
Yes.
So what's the
exactly.
point of categorizing anything?
Yeah. The system of writing them down in a notebook, I think, is so great because I'm terrified of cyber hacking. However, if
Cyber hacking? Is that
Are,
okay.
yes,
are
Got
all
it.
your passwords the
Yes.
same word?
it doesn't matter. But then if anybody needed to like hack into his computer from his home desk,
Mhm.
like if he was broken into and then they decided to hack in to steal secrets,
Mhm.
he's made it very easy.
Right.
But that's not how most hacking happens.
It is on a movie that I just watched,
Oh, and
Yeah.
what was that movie? Shout out to that movie.
A Christmas Prince on Netflix.
Gotcha.
It's called You've Got Mail.
Yeah, You've Got Mail is great. No hate for You've Got Mail. So another email from your dad.
Another email from my dad. Actually, this one is from my mom.
Oh,
The subject line is mouse. The body of the email is, it's not working. Can you fix next time you're here?
that is your her actual mouse.
That
her
is
computer
correct.
mouse. I assumed that there was a mouse problem that
No,
wasn't
that's
being
her
solved.
computer.
Can you fix it?
That was her computer.
Uh,
I have like a bunch of those. Printer, not working.
stop.
Can you fix next time
When
you're
is
here?
next time you'll be
Stop.
there? Like on any given, how far away are you from being there?
I was in Brooklyn at the time. Now I've moved 15 minutes away from them in
Gotcha.
New Jersey. So come full circle, really.
So you could be over right
could.
away.
I
now.
could. Probably wouldn't. I haven't actually gone there since we've moved, but I could. Yes.
Wait, are you
probably.
in the new house yet?
We are, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
How long have you been settled in there?
A week and a half.
Oh, wow. So new.
So new. This was my first commute today to work in the snow, which is your whole commute changes when you move.
Yeah.
Not a huge snowstorm today, I wouldn't say though. We're talking
In New
about
Jersey, there
light
was
dusting.
snow.
Okay.
I have pictures. It's on
All
my
right.
Instagram story.
Oh,
Okay.
you have a house with snow now.
Yeah.
That's so nice.
I use the hashtag substrugs for suburban struggles.
Oh, that
Yeah.
might happen.
We'll see.
Yeah, it could happen. It could happen.
We're working on it.
Yep. New Jersey Transit, or are you busing?
No,
You're not
it's New
busing.
Jersey Transit. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a train. And I have a lot of anxiety around admitting that I've moved back to New Jersey and to New Jersey, period. It's not sexy. It's not a thing. But like people say, the area I moved to is labeled Park Slope West because so many people
love-
from Park Slope have moved there.
People love. I feel like there's places upstate that people are like, that's the Park Slope of upstate,
Right.
and people love filtering things through. It's the Park Slope of blank.
It's so true. It's so true. But I will say everyone we have met in a coffee shop or that we've met up with, either our friends have moved out there
Mhm.
or when we're in a coffee shop, we're like, wait, you have dough donuts here? Like
Whoa.
they're from, and they're like, yeah, of course. I mean, it's like, it is like Brooklyn, or like we'll meet somebody who's like, yeah, we moved here from Park Slope.
Mm-hmm.
What's a dough donut?
A dough donut is like a giant donut.
Yeah.
That's like super fancy. They're probably like $10 each. And they have probably gold flakes on edible gold.
Yes.
Nicole
we do a
gave
lot of
me
that.
an aggressive eye roll.
Did
when
I really?
guessed.
Sorry, it's just like because you just moved.
Yeah, I don't.
But they're like, if you go into a coffee shop that doesn't do their own donuts, they'll either have Under West donuts, which is my personal preference, or they'll have like dough donuts.
Gotcha.
They're large, they're thick,
Yeah, they're like
the
big yeast donuts.
Okay.
yes. The upcharge on them is just insane.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Am
It's
I
pretty
like,
big.
do I come off as like an angry lesbian on this show? I feel like I'm like anti-capitalist,
Hadn't crossed my mind.
talking about emails.
We're talking
I just
about
want to make
emails.
sure I'm positioned
always do.
accurately.
You want to.
I
Come
don't
off
want
as-
to.
oh, okay.
Sorry about the levels, sir. I don't want
No,
to.
to me, you just come off as right. So I'm maybe
you.
not the person to
Right-
answer that question.
Right audience. Correct
Yeah.
audience. Anyway, let's get back to what you guys had planned.
Yeah, that's fair. Great. So excellent parental emails. I don't know why I really thought it was going to be about a regular mouse that you had to take care of.
I know. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
not. I just love the emails that like they want something to be fixed.
Yes.
And when they don't have access to email about email being fixed, it's a shit show. It's like a bunch of texts.
Oh,
You know?
really?
Yeah. And then when the text breaks down, like, did you guys update your phones? And like a lot of people's iMessage wasn't working.
Mhm.
Everybody's sending green texts. Why are my texts
Oh,
green?
no.
You know, are you guys on a family chat with your family?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
they are not on Verizon. They're always green.
Oh,
My family's always green.
but aren't they? Don't they
Wait,
have an
no,
iPhone?
they do. No, they don't have iPhones. That's what it is.
Oh, okay.
They are on Verizon. They don't have iPhones. Sorry.
We all have iPhones. But why am I green? My grandma's
that's
like,
fair.
I'm green. I don't know. Why am I green? My aunt, I'm green.
Terrible feeling.
It's just funny to me for a grandma to be concerned about that.
Well, because any little change.
Yeah,
It's like, what
that's
happened?
fair.
What's
Yeah.
wrong? It's not what I'm used to seeing. It's not. Did I get hacked?
Yeah.
Cyber hacked.
Cyber hacked.
Subtle cyber hack. Sub hack. I don't know. I tried to make it happen.
Is this? Feel free to give me any notes. This
No,
is
we
like.
don't. No,
it is,
first
right?
of all, we're keeping this in. No notes. That was me trying to figure out how to segue.
Segue.
Yes.
All right, because I can like. If you want me to pull it back, I just want to deliver
What?
on what you guys need.
This is how we
No.
keep it rolling.
No,
All right, okay,
no,
okay.
no.
You're like, this is great. You're like,
That's how I always am, though.
Yeah.
That's
Well, I think there are weird gender dynamics at play in this podcast because
Let's
when
talk
we have
about
a woman,
that.
yes, when we have a woman guest, I am like in the zone, so thrilled. And if there's a man guest, I think it's fair to say by this point in almost every podcast, I'm calling you bullies and saying you're picking on me, right? It's happened a lot.
But I'm also, if I say, no, it's great, that's pretty enthusiastic for me.
Okay.
That's true. You're very mellow.
so you don't put a lot of exclamation points in emails, is what you're saying.
No.
Doesn't ask questions when he buys houses.
Yep.
Doesn't really express emotion.
Right.
Pretty standard man behavior.
Yeah.
Right.
It's toxic masculinity right
Yes,
there, fair and square.
Yeah, when we say toxic masculinity, what we mean is low key reactions and not asking questions when you buy houses. That's what toxic masculinity is.
But don't you feel
right.
like, though, like men should also be able to add exclamation points in their emails if they feel like,
Yes.
like I also feel like feminism or like gender stuff would like liberate you guys.
No,
Like,
in fairness, I do use them sometimes.
You do.
And I'm like,
truth
well,
comes
this
out.
feels kind of weird, but I'm doing it.
so
love
it feels
that.
weird to you.
A little bit.
Why?
Yeah. I don't know. It's like, well, is this a little like,
Too much.
yeah. And you might need to soften this.
Oh, but by soften it, you mean go more
Harden
masculine.
it, yeah.
Harden it. I might need to harden this.
Yeah.
That's so fascinating.
Yeah. And I'll be like, yeah, peace. Yeah, something like that
Right.
to harden it.
Oh, okay.
Do you
It's
feel
time-
like that constrains you? You want to move on. I'm
I
still
did,
on
but
this.
no, I love this. I love this. Let's break it down. Let's fix Matt.
No,
Um,
oh yeah, we got more? Is that
Well, no, I'm just fascinated by your email etiquette because you feel like you need to harden it probably to be taken more seriously.
Mm-hmm. Or yeah, I mean, not really be taken seriously. It's just like sound tough, you know? Yeah.
Or sound chill.
Yeah, right.
Mm.
All of it at once.
Because I guess an exclamation point, which softens women, might be too intense for like the vibe you're going for.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's true. A lot exclamation points a lot in work emails or like I'm going to meet up with someone I've never met. If they throw one at me, then I'll throw it back. If
Right.
they like looking forward exclamation point, then I feel like I have free license to send one back.
Mimicry.
I'm not
Like
yes.
primates.
Yeah, exactly. I don't really have a lot of original thoughts. I just kind of like follow the behavior of the other primates and just kind of okay, he's peeing in the corner. I can pee in the corner now, like that kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah, that's sort of how I roll.
Yep.
We're so happy you're gender leaders of our
Yeah.
Free
No,
world.
that's me.
Thank God.
thank God because you're all just following one another
Yep.
blindly
That's me. Yep.
into a
But I'm
corner.
a nice guy.
Oh, no, you didn't. No, you didn't.
No, but that's fascinating. I mean, we're all bound by like these same social constructs of like we just want to be liked. I hope you like me.
I know.
You know,
Right?
Yeah.
Do you think about being liked a lot?
Oh, big time.
that's
Okay.
why I use the exclamation point.
Yeah, that's true. But I couldn't tell if it was just to be liked or to be seen as powerful.
Oh.
No, just to be liked.
Okay.
Yeah.
But feared.
But yes, at the same time, feared.
Yes.
Or taken seriously.
Yeah.
Why don't we tell you how you feel?
I'm loving it. I'm loving it. This
It's
is
helpful
great.
because he's not asking
No,
himself.
because I actually don't know. So this is super helpful.
Exactly. All right. Speaking of helpful, I don't know. It's time for, I'm going to reorganize a little bit. It's time for What's in the Drafts?
Oh, what's in the box?
Whoa, a change in the format order.
I know. I
That was-
said that before I
oh,
did
yeah.
it.
Okay.
I gave you a heads up that it was
It
happening.
was just still bold. I like
Yeah.
it.
So this is where we look through my draft.
Yes, we do. And we got a lot of drafts here.
Well, I had one pulled up before, but I lost it to look for
we
the
wanna
unsubs.
see- We want to see what the drafts, just what we're dealing with in drafts in general. I don't
First
need
of
to
all,
see specific ones.
We're dealing with 582 drafts. That's a big number.
Yeah. I write a lot of emails and then don't send them just to get the feeling out.
Wow. But then you save them?
No, they autosave in Gmail.
Do you think
I know, but I constantly am cleaning out my drafts.
any
really?
Yes.
any unsent ones that we could send? Sorry to interrupt you.
Oh, no, it's great.
Like that can be very satisfying for everyone.
Yeah.
I mean, anything out there that really should be sent?
Yeah.
Do you obviously don't put in the name when you're sending one of those venting emails, right?
No,
'Cause
that is
that's
correct. See,
dangerous.
that's why they're all like no subject. I mean, I should send this.
Yeah, this should be
Oh my
sent.
God. I don't know that you should because you're responding to an email from February 22nd.
But-
That's last year.
Yeah.
Oh,
case
but you're
you-
saying, I mean, thank you, you're the best is the first line of this email. I feel
That
like
is
this
correct.
was supposed to be sent.
Yeah. I mean,
you're going to send this.
So Jess Benninger is awesome. She wrote Bring It On and Bring It On Too. And I brought it on again.
I was just talking to a friend of mine who hadn't seen it, and I was like, "You're gonna love it. How have
So
you not
great.
seen it?"
So great. And
Yeah.
she's been so helpful and just like, she's just a nice person. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
and so this email is about how to get on like those women in power lists.
Oh, nice.
But so I don't know if I want to send it though, because like it's from February and I'm pretty sure we missed the deadline.
You
Have-
definitely
Because that
missed
was
the
from
deadline.
February of 2016.
Have you had contact with her since then?
Yeah.
Oh, I think you're good then. Okay.
Isn't you're good to send it? You don't.
No,
need
I
to
mean,
I'll
it's
send it.
send
fine.
it. I'll send it.
Do you need both? No one believed that.
That was a decent sound, but yeah.
It was impressive, but it was not super believable.
Should I mean,
You did a
Do you
hand
need the
gesture.
last line?
I
Like that
did.
to try to sell it.
Like a witch?
Yeah.
You want me to take the last line out?
Yes.
I owe her a bunch of texts. So,
Okay.
I mean, maybe I can write that like, would love to connect. I know I owe you a bunch of texts.
In addition to this email.
But she also is on a podcast, and which we were texting about. But then I lost contact with her during the house buying. Do you think that you like lost a lot of contact with people when you were buying your home because it was such a crazy process? There's so much going on.
That's a good question. No, I feel like a lot of people were asking what, you know what I mean? People
Yeah.
wanted updates. So maybe
Right.
there was more contact. Now
Oh,
that I'm settled,
interesting.
I'm just not talking to anyone anymore.
Well, yeah, you also moved,
Yeah, that's it. Because once you're out of state,
right.
like you just don't really.
Break
especially
ties.
New York.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
New Jersey doesn't count. You're basically still in New York.
I'm here right now,
Yeah. See.
but so are you. So
But that's true. I'm
Yeah.
also here.
where do you live?
Queens.
So
Mhm.
technically, you
Right.
can't even talk. You don't live in New York either.
I think I do though. I think it is in New York though.
Touche. Okay,
Yeah.
good point. Mhm.
Most people consider Queens in New York.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think I don't.
If
that's
you want to split
unreasonable.
hairs about it,
Yeah, I guess. You're right. No, you're right. I'm dumb. I don't. You're right. I'm stupid. I'm stupid. I don't live in New York. Wait, so are we sending this or no?
we can send it.
We're already going to be making you send other emails. So
really.
yeah, the roulette thing.
This trivia question's insane. This
I
is-
haven't looked at it yet, and I
Yeah.
can't fucking wait. I can't wait.
Can I send another one?
Yeah,
I feel like this is taking forever, but like
it's not.
I
this is
I
the
just don't want to
podcast.
break my relationship with people.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
I get
No.
that.
Okay, all right. So here, this is an interesting one, and I'll send this one. This is to my partner, and this is a breakdown, date by date, of someone tried to accuse us of not getting in our paperwork on time.
Oh, this is
So this is a
house-related.
breakdown. This is house related, yeah. About what who said what when.
Mhm.
So if you didn't think I was petty before, here's email proof of when we were asked for things and when we delivered them.
This is not petty. This is just having your shit together. None of this reads as petty to me.
Well, I feel like sometimes. So
Okay, no, I fucking love this.
really.
Yes.
All right. Well, maybe you and I should just do.
No.
You should sell houses.
Okay.
Um,
well, that I think is probably not. I don't even know where I live, so I don't
Because
know
it's
that I
not
should.
New York.
Yes. Wait, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Because I'm reading this. Did you spell this person's name wrong once, or are there two people
That's
with very
how-
similar names?
That's how she spells her name.
No, but look at that.
Oh,
Is that a different person, or is that the same person?
I believe that's the same person, and you are correct. I spelled
That
it
was kind of
incorrectly.
petty,
Thank you.
Nicole.
It was not petty. It was organized. I want a cookie.
But there's this there's a quote that I keep reminding myself of because it's
Preparing to write it down.
It says, don't lose your serenity over something you can't control. And I feel like...
Not going to bother.
Wow. Okay. Whatever.
Which is because it's like, that's understandable goal. It's so far that it's like, why am I going to... I'll write it down in a few years.
We'll get there one day. Anyway,
Exactly.
I mean, I had no control over the process. Did you feel like you had no control over the home buying process?
Yeah, not a lot. I mean, it was a lot of like waiting and hoping and finger crossing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
Great process.
So you mean you don't have any dated lists of what you sent when and
No.
who didn't respond to you and why?
No, like we had very different
You let it
processes.
go.
Well, mine's kind of over. Yours
Yeah.
seems like it's like there's still stuff that has to be resolved.
No, it's
This is
over.
going to the
It's
courts.
over.
This is going to the courts.
We're actually going to small claims court. No, it's over. It lives within me.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it was so contentious.
There's like unsettled beef.
There is unsettled beef. I think like at the end of the day, you want to know that like a contract means something. And when parties sign a contract or when parties go in to a business agreement, you want everyone to feel good coming out of it or
Sure.
like shit coming out of it. Cause then you know it was like a good compromise. But at the end of the day, like if everyone feels like they compromised on something and they feel a little iffy, but when you want to be on like good terms with them, you know,
Yeah.
especially when it's like a home, you want them to come visit or whatever. And that is not how our process went, which is
Do
fine.
people really want the people who helped them buy their homes to come visit? Is that real?
The person whose home I bought showed up at my door the other day and was like, hey, thanks for sending me my mail because she's been getting a ton of mail. She moved out of state. She's like, do you have any more? I was like, yes, I do. Here's a pile of your mail. And it was very cordial.
Oh, like the previous owner.
previous
Yes.
owner.
I thought you meant like you want your attorney to come visit you in your new home.
My real estate agent came to my house and said, do you have any of my mail?
I really misunderstood that. I
I'm
was
sorry,
really
that
on a
was
really
not
different
clear.
page. No, I don't think that's you.
I think that was me. Or
I
me.
think that was me.
It was my fault, guys.
Why would it be Matt?
I don't know.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, just to keep it in the family. Like my parents bought a home when they weren't married. They're still in that home. They got married, I think, a few years later, but it was very rare, I guess, in like the 80s to buy a home when you weren't married. But they were together for 10 years. They're still together. Not that means anything, but they have.
You mean that doesn't make it more right that they did it?
Yeah, it's
I
like
gotcha.
it's neither
'Cause
here
it
nor
doesn't mean
there.
something.
Are you
Okay.
common law married after 10 years together?
There's no such thing as common law.
Really?
Not in New York State.
Is that so?
Yep.
That's my southern roots.
Yeah.
Common law.
Anyway, there were only two buyers before them, and they come by the house, and they're like, we would just love to see the home, what you've done with it, because it was an old home. It's like a 120-year-old home, and there's a book on the house. People kept all the
Wow.
original paperwork.
Oh, that's lovely.
So I thought, I mean, granted, our home isn't like that big or that, 120 years old, but I just thought that was like a thing. You
Hey,
know, like you
every-
want to live,
Yes.
you want to keep the karma positive.
Every 120-year-old home was 20 years old at some point.
I'm going to write that down.
Right? Yeah. That's a quote you write down.
That's a mind
You
blowing
don't have a
emoji.
I don't. I did fold a piece of paper, though.
Yeah. So it's time for chickens to come home to whatever. What is
No,
it?
it's things to come home to roost, is what you said.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh,
you've been afraid to say chickens previously. You don't know
Really?
why. Yes, you said on a recent episode, I don't know why I'm scared to say chickens come home to roost. You normally say it's time for things to come home to roost. That's your-
but I do say roost.
You do.
For some reason,
It's kind of like
roost seemed like
mining for comedy.
yes. For some reason, roost seemed like the problematic word. So I was going to say chickens to come home to whatever.
Well, you have completely flipped your logic. I'm
I've
just
changed
saying.
a lot in the last month, I guess.
I guess
That's what
so.
I'd say.
All right, go with it.
It's time for things to come home to whatever. What is wrong?
I thought you were going to say it's time for chickens to come home to whatever.
I know. And then I evolved during the conversation.
Right. Carry on.
Calm down. People probably seem like I'm overreacting for telling you to calm down, but you gave me some crazy eyes.
Well, the crazy eyes have been flying this episode. I'll also say things to come home to roost. I feel like it's a beloved catchphrase, and
Well,
you're abandoning it.
Not enough
That
because I
is
didn't
true.
remember it.
You know what else is a good catchphrase though? Comedy gold.
Comedy gold.
It's-
and I
thank
abandoned
you
that.
so much.
So it's the day of
Yes.
abandoning catchphrases.
The day of abandonment.
I would love to read this trivia question. Do you mind?
Yes, but should we first recap
Oh,
on
yeah, we have
the
to.
email?
Thank
Because
you.
we haven't really done a read of the email yet.
We can read the email. I've been thinking a lot about our experience working together, centered in the body of the email and underlined.
Mhm.
First bullet point, I know you were just doing your job. Second bullet, but I felt, sub bullet, invisible, ignored, like an inconvenience, as though my emotions were out of control. Not a victim, my organization. proper bullet, like a line, like justified left. In conclusion, sub-bullet, I feel the need to soften this email so that you don't think I'm a bitch and need to complain about this to your coworkers.
Oh, we never finished that email, did we? Or is that
I
it?
think we decided that was finished. But
Okay.
do we want to
Okay.
add something to it?
Well, I want to say, great reading of that. I think your reading really clarified the
Yes,
layout of it
I
nicely.
agree. It was very
Was
efficient.
I supposed to read the email?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, great.
Yeah, you did a great job. You can talk now. You've been allowed to
you.
talk.
Thank
We
you
need a
so
subject
much.
line before we go to trivia
Yes.
question.
Yeah.
How about I'm on this podcast called Inbox, and I was forced to send this email.
I'll allow it this one time. I think it would be too easy and out for a lot of the emails people have to send if they were allowed to say, I'm on this podcast.
No, we can change the subject line to forced to send
no,
this
I
email.
don't think you should. I don't think you should put forced in the subject line. Who would argue?
All right, we're going to send.
I think it should be
under
called
duress.
to send. No, why? No, there's a whole component before you have to send this.
She's
sorry,
just
sorry,
ready to
sorry.
go. All right, here we go.
Also, do you guys have a send later feature? Do you know about this, Boomerang?
I know about
To
it, but I don't have it.
Because we can just schedule this thing out for after I leave and leave it up to fate.
Oh, for whether or not you remember to unsend it?
Oh, well, no, I was just going to schedule.
But how would that be leaving up to fate?
Wait, stop.
'Cause-
Okay, no, I sort of knew. I knew about the delay. I don't know that I knew about send later.
Yeah, you can schedule it out. So we can say we can send this tomorrow at 4 a.m., 4:30 a.m.
But it also says you can unsend if there's no reply in a
It
certain
does?
amount of days. Go next.
No, that's just boomerang it. So I'm going to boom. Oh boy. I just had to log in. Okay. So it'll send the email back to me if no one's replied to it in however many days.
What
So
does that
is
do?
that how you meant leaving it up to fate? What did you mean by that? I'm really stuck on that phrase.
I just meant like we don't have to send it now. We can schedule it to send, and it can send like in tomorrow morning, and we
That's
can
not
see
what
what
fate
happens.
means. I
That's
don't think.
not what I'm pretty sure it's very not scheduling based is what
Yeah.
fate is. But wait, what do you mean? What's boomerang? What do you mean it'll come back to you?
Well, the app is called Boomerang, but so it has a service where
Okay,
you
Nicole,
can send.
a boomerang is an object you throw, and it's designed to come back to you. You
Thanks.
got
What the
that?
fuck does that mean when it comes to email?
Well, I thought we clarified that a few
No, I
times
don't
already.
understand.
Yeah. If no one replies, so see at the bottom here it says in
Yes.
2 days, if no reply, or if not clicked, or if not opened, or regardless of
Or
any of those
if
things
not
happen.
appreciated
Yeah.
is one too.
If unheard, invisible, ignored, felt like an inconvenience, as though my emotions were out of control, not a victim, and my organization, this email will boomerang.
I can't believe that's
But
one,
It'll come back. It'll come back to me in my inbox.
and it will not have been sent. Therefore,
No, it will have been sent, but no one will have responded to it.
So what's the point of it
Crazy.
coming back to you in your
To
inbox?
remind you so you can send that shit again and be like, you didn't respond to me.
Oh, thank you.
oh,
That's what I need to know. Oh, look, Matt, you sound fucking surprised too.
what a
Sounds
revelation!
like you didn't have a grasp on it the way that you thought you
that
did.
was a pure bluff. I did not actually. Yeah, not at all.
You're a monster because you looked at me like I was a surprise and an idiot. at the
She
same
felt
time.
invisible, ignored, like an inconvenience, and as though her emotions were out of control.
Yes,
Oh,
but not
boy.
a victim.
Okay,
My organization.
let's return. Let's go to this trivia question to find out whether you are going to boomerang this or not.
Okay.
Yes, okay.
Now, this is now Ben, to reset for everyone, Ben has had a run recently of trivia questions that have been a little easy for the guest. Nicole has lambasted him on a couple occasions.
I think I have.
I think
Way
it
to
is back.
throw
I think
Nicole
I've
under the
softened-
buff,
I've softened
proverbial
it.
buff.
Yes.
I've softened it.
Yeah.
So here's the question,
Okay.
okay? And this was amazing because it also has like an introduction to the question.
Yes,
So
it
here we
does.
go. In honor of the new year and Y2K, here is a question related to the rich American tradition of doomsday prepping.
Also, I do think when this airs, we will be in the new year. Is that true?
Yep.
Great. Thanks, Ben.
All right, back to the top. Here we go. In honor of the new year and Y2K, here is a question related to the rich American tradition of doomsday prepping. Televangelist Jim Bakker is back after a fall from grace in the 1980s after a sex scandal and 4-year stint in federal prison for timeshare fraud with a television ministry based in Missouri. Among the many manipulative products available is a 7-year supply of food with the quote, time of trouble, tasty pantry deluxe plus shocking prophecies bonus, end quote. How many Tasty Pantry Deluxe Plus buckets are included in this special offer? A, 50, B, 35, C, 28, D, 17. I mean, this is true game of chance here. There's no way any of us know this. Like, we don't know the answer, obviously. Only Ben knows. Ben is the only person in the world who knows this answer.
The preamble with the sex scandal and the stint in federal prison for timeshare fraud is fascinating.
It doesn't matter. Pick a number.
None of it.
Pick a number.
I realize.
Here's what's incredible about these numbers that Ben has selected. So the first number, 50, that's an even number. You would think that would be like.
Did you go to like that SAT prep class?
No, I did not.
Where it's like always the largest number.
Oh,
we
is
break
that
down. Yeah,
There's
yeah.
no way that the answer on every SAT question is the largest
that's one
number.
of the that's one of the tactics they get.
Oh, I didn't know that. Is that it's always the largest number?
Well, I misquoted that, and Princeton Review is going to come at me.
It would also be so bananas. Like that's the easiest hack in the world.
If you're listening to this and you're prepping for the SAT, don't go with that because it doesn't sound confirmed.
Yeah, you shouldn't. You should be prepping for doomsday. Back to the question. So 50 is like a nice round number. This is me appreciating Ben's intelligence again.
Okay.
50 is a nice round number. It would be plausible that would be the amount of buckets included.
Absolutely.
Which is why Princeton Review says that's one of the tactics.
Oh, interesting.
She's Googling
the number
Princeton Review
17.
Right now.
The number 17 ends in a 7. And that feels like, they might use 17 because it ends in a 7.
You mean because it's a 7-year supply?
It's a 7-year
food.
supply. And also 7 is a magic number in the Bible or whatever. It's a significant number in the Bible.
Okay, I'm with you.
But then 35 and 28. I think
are multiples of 7.
They are, right? Okay,
yeah.
Good. That was what was built into my thing, but then I didn't really check it that hard. So these are great. Each one is a justifiable answer. I don't know that there's necessarily one that we could discount.
No, I don't think so.
I took a Princeton Review class. I think I can deal with a multiple choice question here. Let's see.
Great.
So there were manipulative. What are the key words in this? Right. The preamble doesn't matter. We've already acknowledged that, right?
It's a reach in honor of Y2K. Sorry, Ben.
Nicole couldn't resist.
Like, what does in honor of Y2K mean?
Because people thought the world was going to end.
Right,
yeah,
right.
Sure.
It was a new year, right?
Yes.
99 to 2000.
Yes.
And this is coming out around the
yes.
new year.
So
I love the intro to this question. It's my favorite part by far.
I do too.
I was teeing it up.
Yeah.
How many days are in January?
31.
Why?
Well, I thought 28 was an obvious one for every day of January.
But it's a 7-year supply.
Oh, I missed it. See, this is why we break down the question, okay?
Let's break down the question.
Among the manipulative products available, so we know that there's like a unknown X is a 7-year supply of food. I don't know.
Time of Trouble,
I'm just
Tasty
gonna guess.
Pantry Deluxe. I think that's the way to go.
It's basically what it is how many buckets do you think are included in the Time of Trouble, Tasty Pantry Deluxe plus Shocking Prophecies bonus?
How
which
many
is the thing
buckets,
that you can order from this Doomsday Prepper website.
Right,
How many buckets? Tasty Pantry Deluxe plus Prophecies. What? It's a mouthful.
It really is.
Yeah. We could streamline that.
And it's a bonus. So does that mean that like it comes in addition to?
No, I think
the
prophecies are a bonus.
Oh, the prophecies are the...
Yeah, so if you order this meal package,
this is like
you get prophecies as a bonus.
How many buckets? It's a bucket of prophecies?
No. The bucket has food, I think.
Yeah.
And then in addition, you're going to get bonus. So I'm assuming the when you order this package, the Time of Trouble Tasty Pantry Deluxe Plus, you get like some packets of food and then also some buckets of food. How many buckets do we think that you get in this 7-year supply?
Hold on. So you think the food is called Time of Trouble Tasty Pantry Deluxe Plus?
No,
See,
I don't.
Plus Shocking
I screwed up.
Prophecy.
Yeah, that is absolutely what it is.
That's important.
Yeah, no, I was using plus wrong.
Okay. Thank you for
yes
acknowledging that.
Yeah, great. So that's what's funny is like in my head I was like, I shouldn't have said plus. Let it go. Don't acknowledge it. And then those are the ones that they fucking come for you about.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say 35.
That's where I was leaning too. Yeah. Nicole, how do you feel about that?
I think they're all equally likely, so I think 35 is great. The only one I'd say it's probably not is 50.
All right, so 35.
35. Final answer. How many?
Wait,
50.
we get
50.
You get 3 guesses.
You get 3 guesses.
Oh, it's 50.
Now you really we gotta dig in here.
All right.
Get one more. If you're wrong on this one, like we're sending this.
All right. So 17?
No.
All right. 28.
All
right. Okay.
Wow, Ben is back.
right.
Ben is back.
Ben, you did a really good job. You did a really, really good job.
And you have Elisa. You did.
So do I have to send it? Do I send the email?
You have to send the email.
All right. I'll just have to do like a lot of follow up after
yes,
this.
you will. Or none.
Yeah. All right. Okay, I'm gonna send.
Yes.
Yay! That's a fun one. It's low stakes because you're not necessarily going to have a working relationship with these people anymore.
Yeah.
They're not coming over, though.
Right. No, they're not coming
come over
over.
to talk about it.
Dear God, I hope not. Well, it doesn't matter. Whatever. I mean, it's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all good.
It's all good.
Feels like the air went out of the room after we sent that email.
Yeah, usually it's a little bit triumphant. I
Yeah.
feel like this one was just...
Well, it felt a little vulnerable.
Yeah,
You know?
but that's not bad. That's one way that women make themselves likable, is to be vulnerable. But also if you're too vulnerable.
Yeah, then it's like, head case.
Yes.
Yeah. So what do you guys want to talk about now?